up, y'all? It's the Jokerz Gallery right here on the Fago Lovers Network. Another edition of Five Piece coming to you right now. Today we're going to talk about Dark Lotus. I know a lot of people are like, what the fuck you talking about Dark Lotus in February? You usually try to match it up when the album comes out. But a lot of people might have forgot. First release from Dark Lotus, the Echo Side single, came out in February of 99. So pretty timely to talk about some Dark Lotus. Before we talk about Dark Lotus, going to introduce the panel right here beside me. You got the host of Speak Your Clout podcast, Mr. Mike Sears.
Mike Sears, Speak Clout podcast, motherfucking Jokerz Gallery. You know the vibes. 5 piece.
Then below us, chilling between all the petals of the Lotus, got the Larry King of the Underground, Mr. Luke the Goon, representing Trife Life for life.
What's good, man? I mean, I'm kind of surprised we haven't talked about a Lotus since we've been doing this show for almost a year now. I think at this point, like, I mean, I know why we haven't done Lotus yet, but maybe I'll let Brandon get into that a little bit later.
We talked about Lotus on a live stream that we did. It was unpopular Juggalo opinions.
Oh, yeah, man. Yeah.
But I think that they've come up a few times on this countdown for sure. We haven't had a Pacific Dark Lotus fucking show, but we will today. As I said, I always talk about the first time I heard about the group or remember the memory that I have of the group. That memory would be standing out in the fucking code of Harpo's waiting to get into Hallowicked 98 and being handed a flyer that said Juggalos, save this card or something to that nature. I'll actually put the thing up on the screen because shout out to Twisted History. He was able to find it, so I'll pop that up. That's the first time I'd ever heard of him. I'd never heard any rumblings of ICP and Twisted doing a super group on the internet or heard any like previous clips or seen a picture of them recording in the studio or even anything like that. Literally the first time I heard about it, I think it's probably the first time anybody heard about it, whenever they just dropped off some random flyers. None of us that was in my crew even know what the fuck it was. Like most of the people threw the shit away. That's why I hadn't seen that shit since I left Detroit, because I had to leave mine with my homie that lived in Detroit to go pick up the CD. So I literally hadn't seen that shit for like 20 years until Robbie from Twisted History found it, because I think 90% of them probably got thrown away. People were just wanting that fucking Pumpkin Carver CD. They probably thought it was just some local fucking Detroit artist throwing them a flyer because there was no ICP or Twisted really that stood out and told you that it was going to be their new shit. So I think a lot of those got thrown away. So it was dope for Robbie to be able to find that. When's the first time you heard about him, Mike?
About the Echo Side single?
Or just Dark Lotus in general? Was it before you heard the single? Because I think most people probably heard it on Jekyll Brothers first.
That's when I first heard of Jekyll Brothers, because I didn't have the internet at all, bro. You know what I'm saying? 2009. You know, I'd borrow people's laptops and shit like that. But no, I didn't know about the single, but the album, I got it on release date. You know what I'm saying? First car to come out since I was down was Jekyll, and I love that shit. And then Lotus, you know, you would see it in the fucking what did I tell the Twisted Most Tasteless reissue? They had it in there.
Yeah.
The Lotus motherfucking flyer. Hound Dogs, they mentioned Lotus. But when the record finally first came out, Twisted Lotus Pod, I was blown away. 2001 summer, fucking, and it's my favorite Psychopathic Records album of all time, hands down. So yeah, Lotus is a shit.
So I was always wondering what your thoughts was on Isham being in the group at first, being as big of an Isham fan as you are, but I don't guess you've seen that picture if you didn't have the internet, because there was that famous picture of Twisted and ICP and Isham chilling together.
If Isham, Jay would have to let Isham be Isham, because if not, as Isham wasn't Lotus, it'd be fucking fire.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. That would have been the place that he could have been, Isham, though. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, that'd have been fresh.
Tongue's era, Isham, you know, Tongue's kind of but yeah, it'd be fire.
It would have been interesting because Mars is really the one who brought all the wicked shit to Lotus. So, like, if you would have had Isham on it, or the other fifth member, Vampiro, it would have been really interesting to see what direction Lotus would have went without Mars, like starting it out, basically kickstarting the whole Lotus thing. He's the one that brought all the Necronomicon and the black arts and all that shit. That was all Mars who brought it in. So it really would have been interesting to see where they would have taken it otherwise. I'm sure it was always supposed to be a dark project, but
is Jekyll the first time you heard of him, Luke?
Yeah, it probably would have been. Like back then I was like I was heavy like on the forums and like going to Juggalo News or just Juggalo.com, Juggalos.com, Malenko 500, fucking Fago Lovers. Like I was like heavy on all the like horrorcore.com. I've talked about that a whole bunch on this show. So I was like checking all the latest news all the fucking time. So like, you know, whenever it would have got reported on is when I would have, you know, first knew that Lotus was a thing. I actually had I was like a huge collector back then, and I was just buying like fucking, because back then it was like you didn't have fucking Riddle box on panties back then, you know what I'm saying? Like there wasn't like a ton of fucking merch back then.
Yeah.
So like I was like heavy collecting like everything I could fucking find, like magazines. I had a Jekyll Brothers CD display that was really fucking dope. And so like at the time, obviously that Ecocide single was a pretty fucking, you know, kind of like a grail for a lot of people. So like I remember buying it on eBay for probably like $70, $80 at the time. I don't remember. At the time I was like, oh, that's a lot of money, but because it was, you know, I was probably like, how old was I? Like 18 or something at the time, 16, 17, something like that. But yeah, so I had that motherfucker somewhere.
That's one of the more rare collectibles still. Talked about how like there wasn't a lot of shit coming out in that era. They limited it. There was not that many press of that fucking, of the first press especially.
Yeah, I don't even know how many copies there are. I don't even know how much it's worth because I've never seen it pop up like ever, like in the museum or anything. So I don't even know what that's worth. But yeah, like Mike, I bought the only Tales from Lotus pod that matters. I bought that when it came out. Yeah, so I've always been a huge Lotus fan, and I went to the Black Rain tour in 2004 in Cleveland at the Odeon. It's actually the worst concert experience I've ever had. Not because of the performance, but somehow, I don't know how the fuck it happened, I got pushed all the way to the front of the stage, like all the way up to the barricade. And I got there kind of late, so I don't know how the fuck this shit happened. But I just got fucking crushed, like fucking demolished, and it was not a good experience.
I had to leave for like 10 minutes at that freak show, 2000, but I got the fuck up out of there. I was pushing niggas literally.
I wish I would have done that sooner. I was kind of like, oh, I'm up front, you know what I mean? But it was like, eventually I did. Eventually,
not fun. That's not
eventually
fun.
I just went like this, pushed myself out, and like back, like all the way back to where there was like, you know, the crowd was sparse. But
niggas act like, you know, some juggalos don't give a fuck about you, bro. They'll let you suffer.
Yeah. What's funny about that is like that was the tour where they were like changing their outfits at every show. And I don't even remember what the fuck they were wearing at the show. They had like their like gangster suits, I think, and they had like their farmer suit, I think.
Football too, right?
Yeah, they had football. Maybe they had they had a couple different outfits and they switched it up at every show. I don't remember what they were wearing at that show, but yeah.
Cause remember that football Black Rain poster? I do remember that.
Yeah, they definitely wore them for like a photo shoot or something. I don't remember if they wore that on that tour particularly or not.
I never got to see like a Lotus tour. I always saw them at the Gathering, so I didn't ever see like an actual tour where it was just them, where they were headlining. So that was always something I'd want to see how different it was. Because at the Gathering, it was always audio problems every year. It's like infamous. They would laugh about it on stage, like, and people always speculated they didn't know their lyrics. So I never really seen a great Lotus performance.
Yeah, what's funny about this is how old it was. This is how long ago it was. I printed out the directions from MapQuest and had them with me to get up to Cleveland.
Oh yeah,
I didn't even have a cell phone at the time. You know, this was 2004.
I didn't get a cell phone in 06, bro.
Yeah, it was 2004.
Technology wasn't shit to me. I was living life, having fun.
Yeah. Yep. But I printed out the directions on MapQuest and just fucking went with it.
Yeah, I didn't get a cell phone until 2009 until you could start putting songs on it and download shit from iTunes. Like that's the only way to download shit from iTunes and shit like that. So I was like, I got to tap out and finally fucking get a cell phone if you can fucking get music on it now. Go ahead and get into the top 5 Dark Lotus songs of all time. At my 5 spot, it's gonna be Kaboom.
Dark Lotus. the sky for birds or planes. All you'll find is a dark Lotus spitting the black rain. Bodies slamming each other on clouds, making electrical sparks that can be seen for miles in the depths of the dark. Till we stomp the clouds with thunderous roars. That's when bolts start flying and rain starts to pour. Where you gon' run from up here? We got a clear view, and with electrical bolts, you know that we gon' spear you.
I got a 15-pound sledgehammer that I bury in the domes of people in them unlocked homes. And fuck a headache, I pop heads like grapes, and I keep swinging at it till the bed breaks. I make it boom, I'm always spending bloody money. And if my mama found out how I got it, she wouldn't love me. It's over quick, I blow the brain matter out your ears and leave the bloodiest crime scene the motherfucker seen in years.
I can make it thunder, kaboom! Shake the ground. I can make it thunder, kaboom! Shake the ground. I can make it thunder, kaboom! Shake the ground. I can make it thunder, kaboom! Shake the ground.
Explosive, and I can split the ground. I'm that crazy motherfucker that just walked into town with a backpack full of C4 in your backpack full of whack raps, cause it's all that you're good for. Push the button, I dare you, go ahead and do it. And fucking I'm about to lose it and show you there's nothing to it. I blew it up and then I walked away clean. I wiped the block like a slate, not a house on a scene.
Don't make me jump up and put Zeus in a headlock. Then stop my foot and make the earth crack. Notice my hatchet blade is sharp as a razor and split the spine of many a hater. When we roll this deep with 6 pedals and bang more heads together than heavy metal. When my hands hit your neck, you're gonna feel a grip. And when I go to hell, I'll pimp the devil like a bitch.
I can make it thunder, kaboom! Shake the ground. I can make it thunder, kaboom! Shake the ground. I can make it thunder, kaboom! Shake the ground. I can make it thunder, kaboom! Shake the ground.
That's one of the songs that the Juggalos would just sing along the fucking chorus. You didn't even need the audio from the stage. It's kaboom! Yeah. I can make it thunder. Kaboom! And sometimes it would be raining and shit.
Yeah.
Sometimes it was actually raining during the performance, which made it fucking seem like super special that they were doing that. So that song always stuck with me from the gathering experiences. So I'll put Kaboom at my 5 spot.
Oh yeah. Love Kaboom. On number 5, we're going to 2008. They'll pick Brotherhood. Can you keep a secret?
My hatchet swings right under they face like I'm poster. A picture with your blood on the page like I'm poster. And every day I'm doing it the same like I'm poster.
Remove the head, hands, and the feet like I'm poster. Keep a jar of my skeet like I'm poster. Stab myself to the beat like I'm poster. Unbuckle my seat on a creepy roller coaster.
I left her chained up to the wall like I'm poster. Made sure clothes are taken off like I'm poster. Probably never should've dug her up, but I was poster. Spend all night by her side to be close to her.
Caught her all alone in her home like I'm poster. Tied her up with cords from a phone like I'm poster. Now I got this freak on the leash, I'm about to toast her. All because these whispers in my ear say I'm poster.
Can you keep a secret?
There's whispers in my ears. Like a poster.
Keep it secret. Can you keep a secret?
There's whispers in my ears. Like a poster.
Keep it secret.
Drag her body out in the back like I'm poster. Covered her in gas soaked rags like I'm poster. Light her body up with a match like I'm poster. Now I see her face on a missing person poster. I talk to past spirits of the dead like I'm poster. Only I can pick up what they said like I'm poster. They say that make them bleeding indeed. I feel the need to take them out this hunger I feed like I'm poster. Keep it under my pillow like I'm poster. The severed tongue of a widow named Rosa. She saw me chillin' on a most wanted poster. I turn her body on the fire pig roaster.
I cut the left finger off the right hand like I'm poster. Cut my symbol off in they back like I'm poster. Disappear off in the night like I'm poster. Be behind a murderous sight like I'm poster.
Can you keep a secret?
There's whispers in my ears. Like a poster.
Keep it secret. Can you keep a secret?
There's whispers in my ears.
If we keep it secret, can you keep a secret?
Fucking fire. I know, Luke, you don't really know much about the Opaque Brotherhood, but that record right there is crazy. This song is crazy. You know, they all rhyme like I'm poster. Oh, it's so fucking fire. Like Jay's like, I stab myself to the beat like I'm poster. Buckle myself on a creepy roller coaster. And then Mono got that ill voice. Like he changes his voice for Lotus, that evil shit. Jamie, he's like, I cut his eyes out of his head like I'm poster. It's fucking fire. Can You Keep a Secret is too dope. Hopefully when this airs, niggas in the chat will go crazy over that because that song is crazy. Dark, wicked shit at its finest. The Pink Brotherhood is a masterpiece to me, and Can You Keep a Secret is my number 5. Love it.
I think that album stands out because of the production on it and the way they recorded the songs. I think you were
harmonizing
the harmonizing. Yeah, they just, it was something you hadn't heard before, which I always dig. Whenever you've heard as much fucking music from two bands as we've heard from these two, whenever you hear a different take on it, it makes it stand out. So yeah, that album really stands out because of that. It makes it fresh.
Follow the Leaders is a song I like. The dissing all the fucking, you know, want whoop whoop on stage. You nigga, you ain't no Juggalo. Like, you stop trying to get hype off the fame.
That shit's still going on today.
Yeah.
I mean, like Billy Obey just fucking was tweeting about that or putting a Facebook post out about the fucking fake whoops. They just do it for fucking trying to get the Juggalos to love them, even though they don't know Riddle Box.
Yeah.
Yeah. Big Brotherhood, man. Clash.
Cheap pop. It's true, man. Like, I've actually talked to artists before who's like, oddly enough, people ask me about this kind of shit. Like, what should I do? And one of the motherfucking things I tell them is do not say whoop whoop. It's fucking corny as fuck. It's a cheap pop. It's just, you know, you just get the crowd to be it. It's like, it's just corny as fuck. Like what Bill said. Like, it's just like, get people hyped for you, not for fucking Juggalo shit.
There's definitely a happy medium for it. Like,
yeah,
you don't want to be riding the cheap pop thing, but you also don't want to do what Red and Meth did at the gathering whenever people were chatting family at them. They said "fuck family" is about hip hop. Because that'll definitely catch you a beer can in the head once you do that. You want to be somewhere in the middle of those two.
You got to know your audience.
Yeah.
All right, my number 5 is I mean, all right, I might as well say all the Tales from Lotus pod picks that I have throughout this episode are going to be from the only Tales from the Lotus pod that exists. If you don't know which one it is, it's the red one with bars. And Headache.
I think my mind is broken. I keep on steady smoking. Hopefully I die from choking. Know what I was just thinking? Maybe if I keep drinking, the voice of quitting, I can escape from this demon deacon. My life's a living hell. Only the voice can tell. Oh please, oh Christ, compel, bleed me from this evil spell. My body won't stop shaking. These voices keep on making me do things to people. This must be just the work of Satan.
They want my mind and soul. This shit is way out of control. I haven't been to sleep in weeks. I'm sweating, but my body's cold. I'm shaking like a leaf, terrified to go to sleep. Puking from the medication, vital signs is looking weak. I see him in the mirror, he told me come inside. He lives inside my head, so there's nowhere to hide. They want my soul to die, so they can come alive. Possess my body, so everyone will realize. They say they'll give me pain, they say they'll give me love. They say they'll make me bleed, they tell me up above. They take me down again, this is my medicine. I cut the head off the devil and I throw it at you. They say they'll give me pain, they say they'll give me love. They say they'll make me bleed, they tell me up above. They take me down again, this is my medicine. I cut the head off the devil and I throw it at you.
Take so many soul off, I bleed my nose off. Run up in a church and rip my fucking clothes off. The demon follows me right into the house of God, but then it swallows me and takes me to the Lotus pod. What can I do when my brain shakes, my earth quakes, my lips crack, my skin dries up and flakes? Sleepless, 6 days and keep this. I pin my eyelids open with rusty paper clips.
The demons coming for me, they wanna take my body. Hands reaching up behind me, suffocate the breath about me. They squeeze my vocal cord until I wanna scream. Call upon the dark Lord, please wake me from my dream. I'm steady popping no-dos, I never wanna sleep. Mental pressure overcomes the brain, the evil creep. Body shakes me up control, I need to pop another pill. Demons here to take my soul, too late, I need a refill.
Spoken all the words, shells in the hands of Pythona. All the magic spells to unlock the keys. universe. Let me get away. Summit will be summit. Will it await the petals of the lotus? Universe, light the candles, the clean mind and soul shall invoke the power.
They say they'll give me pain, they say they'll give me love, they say they'll make me bleed, they tell me up above, they take me down again, this is my medicine. I cut the head off the devil, then I'm throwing at you, They say they'll give me pain, they say they'll give me love, they say they'll make me bleed, they tell me up above, they take me down again, this is my medicine. I cut the head off the devil, then I'm throwing at you.
Mono and Jamie fucking kill that fucking beat, man. And the beat is fucking fire too. But Mono, they like Mike was saying, like Mono puts on this voice and it's so fucking like evil and shit. And in this one, he just fucking comes off. Jay's verse is super fucking dope. And then the hook is fucking dope. I'll cut the head off the devil and I'll throw it at you. It's fucking fire, man. It's definitely, I mean, I could have even put it higher. It's so good.
That was one of the automatic wins on UFCD. Whenever Dark Lotus, the Tales from the Lotus Pile was going up against something, like it was an automatic win every time Headache come up.
So fire.
This Headache forever. Fire, bro.
Move it up to my 4th spot. Just talked about the album because it stands out so much. In Bloom.
We in bloom, many thoughts rearranging, pollens everywhere, that's the reason that we're changing. Flourishing, the rise in the new times, thinking lives, nobody survives. You got your hatchet, throw it in the sky. 5 petals appear right before your eyes. Don't get attached to your head like a neck, cause I'll disconnect, Dark Lotus in effect.
Rise out the water, birth the book's worst nightmare. Lotus petals growing, take shapes up in the night air. Here the guy that we can despair, and didn't nobody care.
Till they see the shadow creeping out of your skin.
Gone but not forgotten, they thought they leave us riding with the crosses on their faces as a symbol of the downtrodden. The Dark Lotus return, the reason is the word. The season for the shepherd is now to lead the herd.
This is the returning, everything you tried to bury. In between a patch of roses makes the lotus rise. Lotus rise. Winds of deadly ages makes the blood drip down the pages. In between the dying roses makes the lotus rise. Lotus rise.
Flourishing underneath the rays of the moon. The winds of change about the rains that bloom. The 5 disciples of the Lotus cross rise up from the swamp, seaweed and moss. The time has come, our return is evident. Straight out of hell's hole or heaven sent, we in bloom. The haunting of the flower. Throw your DLs high and feel power.
Metamorphosized by most change. I survive in the dark with no rain. Chemical imbalance embedded inside of my brain, and all I can think of is how to continue to strain. I'm a descent in the past stones, hoping to latch on to pollinate anything with a mask on. Black rose is a sign of your death. Well, the sight of the lotus means death to the rest.
This is the returning, everything you tried to bury. In between a patch of roses makes the lotus rise. Lotus rise. Winds of deadly ages makes the blood drip down the pages. In between the dying roses makes the lotus rise. Lotus rise.
Lotus rise. Deserts are freezing, so we know that it's time. Lotus rise. The hills are burning, so we know that it's time. Lotus rise. The water's rising, so we know that it's time. Lotus rise.
Like I said, anytime you hear a different sound from some people you've been listening to, as long as we've been listening to these dudes, is always refreshing. And just to try something different, and it comes out dope. Like even Fearless Fred Fury, man, hearing that, like something, just a different take on ICP was fresh as fuck to me. And same way with the Opaque Brotherhood.
The rapping on In Bloom is crazy. They're all killing it on there lyrically.
I think it's one of the early tracks on the album, so it's one that like really stood out. Always got played because I always just hit play and play it. So that's probably the one that played the most off that album. So I'll put it on my list, the 4th spot.
Number 4 for me, we going to 2004 Black Rain. My first time.
The first time, I ain't even feel guilty. Never washed off, stayed bloody and filthy. Just laid there next to the kid all night, kinda soaking it all in and feeling alright. I wasn't even old enough to drive yet, it was hell. I had to put him on my handlebars and dump him down a well. I tried to feed off of that until I couldn't anymore. By my 16th birthday, my total had grown to 4.
I ain't afraid of you, but be afraid of me. Cause when the lights go down, it ain't no stopping me. Memories of my first real killing. They found her all tied up, just hanging from the ceiling. What I was feeling was just so dark and twisted.
twisted. I couldn't believe I just did this. Now I'm stuck in my very own private hell. Will I ever do it again? Time will tell. I was in control until the blood was my first time. A bloody mess I had to clean up. It was my first time. I know this ain't right. It was my first time. I finally took someone else's life.
Every time I lay my ass down to sleep, I pray the fog these memories cease. Bloody face and found a breathtaking. But the first, what was I thinking? Just a piece of rope and a pair of hands. I was a man, but she kept talking, man. Suffocation due to not breathing. I choked her for the very first time for no reason.
It was 11 on my clock, I remember that much. In the graveyard waiting for the dope man to show up. 10 minutes pass and there's still no sign. Just then off in the night, I see some headlights. A car rolls by, driving slow, and I don't know. I thought it was my folk, I ain't pulled a 44. They stopped the ride, started blasting. The first time I didn't pull the heat. Damn, this what happened.
I was in control until the blood was my first time. A bloody mess I had to clean up. It was my first time. I know this ain't right. It was my first time. I finally took someone else's life.
First time my knife touched skin and it ripped. Blood started flowing so quick I just couldn't quit. Kept stabbing till everything that I seen was red. The pillow, the blankets, the walls, and even the bed. One color dominating everything like contemporary art. Am I the killer or artist with bloody heart? Then I curled into a ball in the corner of the room, feeling like a creep in the light of the moon.
If I took this gun and put a hole in your chest, it won't compare to the first time I put someone to rest. Kinda like a dream, but on a nightmare level. Every time I think about it, I can still hear the shovel digging deep into the dirt to try to hide the pain. Knowing I got away with something I regret in the end. I really should've never done it, but fuck it, I did. I'm in the first person that I killed was my first best friend.
I was in control until the blood was my first time. A bloody mess I had to clean up. It was my first time. I know this ain't right. It was my first time.
They all talk about the first time they caught a body, their first murder. But Blaze talks about when he died, because the character died in '89 on some gang shit. He talks about how he got shot down and shit, fire. Jamie got my favorite verse though. Oh man, it's brutal. You know, Jay talks about how his first murder too, and all of them do. Fire song, my first time off Black Rain. My fourth track right there. Love it.
Oh yeah.
That's what's dope about Dark Lotus is that a lot of the times you would get those Jay storytelling songs, but done by all of them. Instead of just Violent J, he just do one verse and probably think of the concept, and then you get those dope ass storytelling songs that were told by all of them.
Yeah.
So I see why that track stands out.
It's so good.
Wicked shit. That's also one of the reasons why I like Lotus so much. Is they do so much, like they do like the fucking wicked shit on Lotus really fucking well. All right, my number 4 is off of same thing, Tales from Lotus Pod, Swarm.
Necronomicon is coming.
Mass murderer, strangler, wig splitter, mangler, blood-sucking vampire, Dark Lotus, king of fire.
I'll swing off your ceiling fan and jump like an ape and stomp on your head until it pops like a grape.
And now you flatline cause I shut your face 9 times. All you see is bright white lights, then you feel your heart stop. Well, bro, good as day, it's any to die. But ride, I don't give a motherfucking fuck, but bye-bye.
Sitting on a tree branch like a crow, I hawk your every move. Dropping down on motherfuckers' backs and twist their heads like screws. Fuck your electric chair, I don't care. Bring it on, bitch. Come on, crack an egg on my head. I'll fry you an omelet. Deep up in the woods, naked, I do my fire dance. Around the pit I hop with my skull drums and voodoo chants.
Duplicate your DNA, never take shape, it'll only mutate. See the fetus with a microphone, 3 arms, 2 brains, and only one leg.
Shoot me, come on, blow a hole in my lung. I'll lick out the hole when I swallow my tongue.
That's the home in the world where hate and anger's the key. You can tell tell the judge you was recreating all that shit you see on TV.
I feel for the unclean, love the unseen. Need the obscene, make your ass bleed to the extreme. What a dream mean when you wake up screaming. What a demon, sucking in your dick, getting semen.
Bullets piercing through your skull, ram my fist into your jaw, retract my hand, release your teeth, the chicklets fall into the street.
Pull your wallets over your head, staple them to your skull, to bleach into your eyes as I face fuck your girl.
This bread I eat, this oath I swear, as I inflame myself with prayer. There is no grace, there is no guilt. This is the law, do what thou wilt.
A cup full of chicken blood, 3 shakes of a monkey paw. I have you cutting through your own bone with a hacksaw.
Bones exposed from the skin, blood drips from innocence, pulling lungs up out of chest, leaving bodies where they rest.
The voices in my head is whispering, listen. You must just get hammer to the head, their family gon' miss it.
When we attack like a swarm. Punch you through your face, rip off your neck, and play my rhythm on your vocal cords.
I walk on your ceiling and drop thread in your mouth. Let poison drip down it and silently take you out.
The beat on this fucking song is so fucking aggressive.
Oh, it's
so fucking violent. And I like how they bounce off each other like so much. Like they spit like maybe like 4 bars and then they just like fucking go back and forth. So fucking dope. Blaze comes out fucking like it starts out with like Blaze and Violent J, and it just like they fucking punch you in the face throughout the whole fucking song.
That guitar riff too. Jeez.
Yeah. Like I said, it's so fucking violent. Like it's a song where you just want to punch somebody in the fucking face.
Absolutely.
It's so fucking dope. And everybody kills it on this one too. Yeah, just a killer song.
I'm talking about the beat. That's the album that like Mikey Clark kind of worked on some of the songs, and then I think it was Mike P that did the other ones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember there was like a controversy coming out of it because nobody knew who did the beats or whatever. But yeah, the beats were fire on that album.
Yeah.
Move it up to the 3 spots. It'll be a song off of Black Rain, Pat's the Axe.
We would like to invite you on a journey, a tale of an instrument of death. Watch us as we pass the axe.
I took the axe off the shelf in the tool shed. It's telling me I got a fucking bloody the misled. My victim approach, cut her head off at the throat. She was a hooker with AIDS, spreading disease like it was dope. Cut the head off her pimp before he started the trash talk. 2 bodies in my trunk and police on the manhunt. I'm on the loose again. They chasing me for blocks. See the homie on the street, so I pass the axe to Mad
I took the axe, what the fuck am I supposed to do with that? It's all bloody and it looks like it's been in and out of someone's back. Gristle on the handle, blood dripping down the neck. So I grabbed that bitch like back.
Who wanna get halved up by the half-wit? Who got a gang of problems and don't give a half a shit, bitch? You can fall victim to the double-headed fury. Don't be scared, be worried, man.
Pass me something sharp and wicked, and I'll pass it back. Don't worry, I'll pass it back. It's raining, the rain is dark and wicked, and I'll pass it back. Don't worry, I'll pass it back. I'll hack
Took
you.
the axe back to the shed where I stay. Cleaned off the blood and then sharpened up the blade. Waited till dark and then ran through the hood and chopped up drunk bums like they're blocks of wood. I can't see myself stopping. If I do, then I'm dead. And the only way I'm dying is if I sever my own head. Grip on the tip so my nub won't slip, and I'm about to fucking pass it to the hands of 2 dope bitch.
I took the axe and I swung it through like butter. When I cock a back, you better run, duck, and cover. You know you juggler, well, it's gone. I blacked out last night, realized in the morning. Gotta dig another hole in the backyard. Run, get me a shovel. It ain't that hard. Understand I got a hairpin trigger wrist. Wanna squeeze it off? You get the gist.
Pass me something sharp and wicked, and I'll pass it back. Don't worry, I'll pass it back. It's raining, the rain is dark and wicked, and I'll pass it back. Don't worry, I'll pass it back.
I took the axe, perhaps I had a relapse. I seen a pretty neck and I couldn't relax. I cut through it. I throw knives with precision, but it's nothing like the feeling of committing the incision. Flip it over. A radio programmer pound his head into a bloody pizza with a hammer, threw it into the sky and let it stick in my back and passed out at monoxide front porch.
porch like that. I took the axe and lost my fucking mind on this cop who pulled up behind me. I handcuffed him on the side of the street and started smacking him with it like I was making a beat. Oh God, another cop pulled up, so I grabbed the same axe and planted it in his forehead. 2 more dead, bloody and dismembered. Now it's back in his shit, and that's all I remember.
Pass me something sharp and wicked, and I'll pass it back. Don't worry, I'll pass it back. It's raining, the rain is dark and liquid,
Right back to you.
and I'll pass it back. Don't worry, I'll pass it back. I'll hack you.
The axe that split so many bags is back to the tool shed to relax. Peep that. So many fell with no tale to tell, and are only remembered by the stain that they left on the axe.
That's a Juggalo classic, man. Like, that's not even a Dark Lotus song. I mean, that's just a Juggalo classic. It's one of those that are super dope fucking live. That's another one that the Juggalos are singing along to. I think the first time they dropped that line was came off the Serial Killer track on Green Book, and Jamie's verse. I think he says something like it's been passed back and forth past the axe is all bloody or something like that. Like he mentions that line, and I always wondered if that went on to become a song, because that line was always like one of those classic lines that Juggalos liked in a song. Like we always talk about the "Oh my God, I love cocaine" from Could Have Played Fallout. Like the Past the Axe was always the one. So I wondered if that made into the song, but if it did or not, the fucking concept of the fucking song is dope as fuck. Just passing the axe around to the whole Lotus crew, killing people with it. I mean, that's a fucking dope ass fucking track. That's probably another one we were talking about with Violent J, probably coming up with a concept that sounds like a Violent J concept to me, and then the rest of them just kind of join in on the storytelling. It always works out pretty well. So I'll put that at the 3 spot.
And cuffed him on the side of the street and started smacking it with him like I was making a beat. Oh man, fire!
So dope. Yeah, it's a class. It's a fucking classic.
Yeah. My number 3, Luke talked about it already. 1, Tales from the Lotus Pod, Headache. Not gonna break it down too much because Luke broke it down lovely, but yeah, Monoxide sets it off. They all kill it. Your Headache is crazy. I take too much Zoloft, I'll bleed my nose off. Run up in the church, rip my fucking clothes off. Yeah, Jay killed that, bro. Come on. Jay hates this album and shit, but he killed it. I love this album so much. Yeah, Headache, number 3, off Tales.
Jay hates the Tales from the Lotus Pod?
He hates it, yeah. Said it behind the paint, yeah. Was it because of Mars, and he said it was a dark time, and that's when he was like the most fattest he ever was. You know.
That's why I always say me and Violent J are the only 2 Juggalos on earth that don't like Tales from the Lotus Pod that much.
God damn. That record's fire as fuck, man.
I love it. It's my favorite.
I think he said he doesn't like it because of the time in his life more than anything. So it's not really the musical content that he doesn't like.
Yeah. And I guess the falling out with Mars probably affects the feeling towards
you mentioned that.
All right, my number, what are we at? 3? Yeah, 3.
Yep.
For my pick, Mike talked about it as well. My First Time. Song is just so fucking dope. Like when Mike was talking about it, it's so wicked. They just talk about basically the first time they kill somebody. And then Blaze's verse is a little bit different. Like he's chilling at the cemetery.
Yeah.
He's like, the first time I didn't pull my heat is when I get shot and fucking die. It's just so fucking dope. Like them talking about it, like Mono and Madrox's verse, like Murder 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 has always been my favorite Twisted song, but this song, like they do that same like brutal shit that I like from Murder 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 on this song as well. And the hook is really dope too. Just so fucking dope.
Oh yeah.
Move it up to my 2 spot track. It came from album Tales from the Lotus Pod, Juggalo Family.
And they wanted to know if I would trade 10 Juggalos for 100 mainstream fans. Yeah. And I said I wouldn't trade 10 Juggalos for 100,000 mainstream fans. 10 Juggalos is priceless.
I got love for my homies, members of the Lotus. United we stand, squashing all deadly forces. Been to hell, could've spent eternity there. All the bad shit I done, I should still be there. Juggalos, can you feel me? Worldwide, running with a hatchet straight out the Lotus Pod. Always got your your back till the end, screaming Juggalo. Dark Lotus, psychopathic, that's the way it goes.
So many people in the matrix die alone, hey. Not me, my soul belongs to Juggalos, they keep me going when I'm down and out. I pick the phone up, drop them a line and hear them shout, saying Twisted is the shit, and I'm down with the clown. Dark Lotus for life, until I'm dead in the ground. I give a dap to all my homies and killers who get it started. All my Juggalos always represent for the departed. Yeah.
Mass murder makes me happy.
Dead bodies make me happy.
Say what you will of me, I'll always have Juggalo family.
Mass murder makes me happy.
Dead bodies make me happy.
Say what you will of me, I'll always have Juggalo family.
6 individual petals, 4 from one stem. Ain't tryna ride no wave and don't follow any trend. Cause we ascend from the dirt, filth, grit and grind. Make a bind, Juggalo minds to crush, make some shines. What's yours is mine, and what's mine is yours. Let the wagons of the dark carnival show you different worlds. Any hoes front at Juggalo, sword a hatchet, tell them come suck on your dick. We psychopathic.
All my life I've been living it all alone. I'm like a king with no people and no crown or a throne. And what I'm speaking on is what I'm feeling like. Do you know what it's like to feel the warmth of the sunlight? I'd really like to know, cause I've been chilling in the dark for so many years that I question love in my heart. I hate everyone and I hate everything except for all the Juggalos and all the love that they bring. Mass murder makes me happy.
Dead bodies make me happy.
Say what you will of me, come on, I'll always have Juggalo family.
Mass murder makes me happy.
Dead bodies make me happy.
Say what you will of me, I'll always have Juggalo family.
As soon as I heard that song, man, that's one that's not even a Dark Lotus song either. It's just a Juggalo fucking classic, man. That song is, if you've been to a gathering and sang along with fucking 5,000 of your closest fucking Juggalo homies, then you fucking love that song. I always thought that it came out at a really poor time. Came out right before 9/11. It's talking about how mass murder makes me happy and dead bodies make me happy. It came out right before 9/11, so I think that probably wasn't the greatest timing for people to fucking play that track, especially like getting any kind of radio play or anything like that. So, but nonetheless, that song went on to become a classic. I think they put it on several different albums as well, just to get it out there. Kind of defines that whole era.
Absolutely. Beyond classic right there. All right, we're number 2.
Yep.
I Want to Die of Tales from the Lotus Pod, my number 2.
Now that I'm dead and gone, look at me, I'm floating like the breeze. With my roots strong like trees, I'm filtered in your memories. Holding the candle like vigil, saying a prayer. My name is Grace, buried with the pain on my face. I put the chase up long enough. I lived a lifestyle wrong and tough, and now my life spans up. I give a fuck, I'm about to run it in the afterlife. And hopefully they put my soul in the butcher knife.
If I was to die and make a lot of people happy, no funeral possessions, no plot at the cemetery. Finally, I could be alone in my own world. The wagons come take me away from the killing field. If I was to die, would you finally shut your mouth? Understand what I am, understand what I'm about, like curse. Place me high upon your pedestal, I'm about to find out.
I wanna die so I can see the other side. I wanna die so I can fly. I wanna die, take me to the other side. I wanna die so I can fly. I wanna die so I can see the other side. I wanna die so I can fly. I wanna die, take me to the other side. I wanna die so I can fly.
I wanna die, maybe I'll get angel wings so I can cut them off, cook them up and have some Halloween dings. I take my halo off, get myself a ladder hanging on the wall, maybe you'll think it's a gold record. Death, everybody follow my hearse. Why does everybody always gotta go and die first before their homies are missing them and family members kissing them? Everybody, even enemies, stop dissing them. I wanna die so I can haunt my buddies, stand behind them in the mirror with my eyes all bloody, stick my long black cold tongue all in their ear and be like, I'm only playing, and disappear. I wanna die and have everything answered. What happened to my father? Why was I a bastard? What is thunder? Is it really God bowling and nighttime's a blanket and the stars are the holes in it?
I wanna die so I can see the other side. I wanna die so I can fly. I wanna die, take me to the other side. I wanna die so I can fly. I wanna die so I can see the other side. I wanna die so I can fly. I wanna die, take me to the other side. I wanna die so I can fly.
Fucking love that shit. The chorus, you know, and Shaggy's verse is dope. Then you got the rave saying Shaggy, it's time to go. Oh, that shit's so fire. Dark as fuck. I love that song, Death. The chorus, the harmonizing again, you know what I'm saying? Oh, it's great. So yeah, I Wanna Die, number 2 of Tales from the Lotus Pod. Great song. Love that shit. Jay kills that too.
Hey. All right. My number 2. Brandon brought it up. It's classic. Pass the Axe. It's it's a classic fucking song. They probably performed it every fucking time. They just passing the axe around. It was one of those songs that, like, back in the day when those chicks used to fucking do those YouTube videos where they would like word all the fucking songs. This is like cringe. This is like one of them that was super popular. This was like a TikTok song before there was even fucking TikTok, man.
That's what that shit was. Like TikTok 20 years before TikTok.
Yeah. These people, they were fucking onto something back then. I mean, there's not much more I could say about it. It's a Lotus classic. Like, I think if people know Lotus, this is definitely on their top 5. Yeah.
It's one of those you got to play live whenever they were doing the Lotus shows. So it makes it a classic for me for sure. Speaking of classics, I'll move it up to my 1 spot. First track, Bomb. The only track is just ICP and Twisted. Echo Side. Off of the Echo Side single or off of Amazing Jekyll Brothers, whichever you want to go with. For me, man, I remember getting that fucking CD single in the mail, fucking me and my girl at the time, like putting it on and just letting that shit play for like 6 hours, just on repeat with the lights off. Because there was a big thing like talking about listening to the fucking first Lotus album with the lights off through headphones or whatever. So like we legit just turned the lights off and just played that fucking thing on loop in the old school CD player. We just hit repeat and it just plays the single over and over. Listen to that fucking song at least like fucking 500 times before Jekyll Brothers came out. So it's gotta be my 1 spot. It's my favorite song by Dark Lotus for sure.
Oh yeah. I'm going wrong with Echo Side, bro. My number 1, I'll tell some Lotus Pod, Hurt Myself.
I wake up, the room is padded. It would appear I've had it, but hold up, clothes rip, wrap them around my neck, and choke myself to death. No breath. Now I'm out. I'm strapped
can still move my head around. I got about 4 inches between the back of my head and the metal gurney bed. Boom! Slamming it, retractions. I feel the back of my skull is cracking. A broken bone is piercing my brain, and I just hammered it in.
In the dark, talking to myself. Why does everybody tell me that I need help? I'm in love with pain. I take a needle or a knife and try that motherfucker through my windpipe. Just might take a razor blade, dip it in some gas, see if I can take a little skin off the calf. Grotesque, I'm a walking body bag, and when it all heals, I pick the scabs.
Alone in the casket, buried in the earth. Self-inflicted wounds, blood stains on my t-shirt. Kick out the door till my legs fall off. Try to use my head, but my skull too soft. The pain overwhelms, shooting through my kidney. Blood rushes out when I stick the shank in me. Keep stabbing and sticking, wound open, blood splitting. Cut off my oxygen, take my own life again.
Why? Tell me why do you hurt yourself when you know I love you?
Stop me.
Why? Tell me why do you hurt yourself when you know I love you?
Stop me.
They try to run up on me and pull a piece out their belt. I smile, grab that shit and shut my fucking self. I staple my tattoos on. See me close-eyed running in the traffic just to get my bruise on. A nice pick through the head of my dick. I might slice up my face and my lips. My main artery is begging me to let it flow free. Grab a razor blade, let it bleed.
Man, you know, self-mutilation, love it. Mars,
Self-mutilation, love it.
Love it.
You can call these bitches like at 2:30 in the morning. They got some shit, I say a nice pick through the head of my dick. I might slice up my face and my lips. Yeah, Mars is nasty. And then Jamie, oh man, Jamie killed that shit. Zacto blade underneath the fingernail, but to make another cut. Fuck it, might as well. A tablespoon of molten salt in an open wound. If it don't burn, you don't know what you're doing. Oh man, Shaggy too. A layer of skin. Ooh, flip it back. It's just so hard, bro. Like hurt myself with fire, man. Classic #1 for me. Self-publication is beautiful art. You got that bitch on the cross. I don't know what the hell that is. All these years, I wonder who that was.
No.
That why? Tell me why do you
Oh,
hurt
yeah.
yourself?
Yeah.
Fucking fire.
Yeah. Damn. All right. My #1. Juggalo family, bro.
All my life I've been living it all alone. I'm like a king with no people and no crown or a throne. And what I'm speaking on is what I'm feeling like. Do you know what it's like to feel the warmth of the sunlight? I'd really like to know, cause I've been chilling in the dark for so many years that I question love in my heart. I hate everyone and I hate everything except for all the juggalos and all the love that they bring. Mass murder makes me happy.
Dead bodies make me happy.
Say what you will of me.
Come on.
I'll always have Juggalo family.
Mass murder makes me happy.
Dead bodies make me happy.
Say what you will of me. I'll always have Juggalo family. Let me get your ear, I'm gonna make myself clear. It's the L family, Juggalos right check. You could take away my mic, you could take away this life, but the love that we got, it ain't never gonna stop. We eternal, past this earthly bullshit. Dogs on another level, can you feel this? It's Twisted, Blaze, and ICP. And if you fucking with my dogs, boy, you D.I.E.
If it wasn't for Shaggy, my shirt would still be baggy. I wouldn't be fat, I'd still be hungry and crabby. We used to buy our own records at the stores, so they would think it was a hot seller and order more. But we built a team, killers with the same dream. We couldn't reach the top, we stayed B-level like Charlie Sheen. Finally realized we'll always have the Juggalos. I'll never give another second to the mother hoe.
Mass murder makes me happy.
Dead bodies make me happy.
Say what you will of me. I'll always have Juggalo family.
Mass murder
fucking live, that song live is like probably the best song they ever perform live, in my opinion. Like, everybody just fucking Lotus. It's fucking wild. There's nothing like it, man. And the song starts out with Jay, like, they asked me if I would trade 10 Juggalos for 100 mainstream fans. I wouldn't trade 10 Juggalos for 100,000 mainstream fans, or whatever the fuck he says.
Yeah. And in 2001, man, that message was fucking legit as fuck.
Yeah.
Like, you felt that shit. Like, you knew that, like, he wasn't fucking bullshit, man. Like, that was legit shit.
Yeah, this to me it's not really like a Lotus song, I guess. It's more of like that era, like that time. This is just Twisted and ICP like making a song for the Juggalos. Really, it just happens to be on a Lotus song, so maybe it shouldn't be my number one, but fuck it.
I mean, it's got to be considered a Lotus track.
Yeah.
It's on the fucking album.
Yeah. Just it's nothing like that song, man.
Another thing that's crazy about that song to me is how well Mars fits into it. Like, to just be like the odd man out, like we were talking about, just kind of randomly brought in because he was touring with them and they dug him, and that motherfucker just fit right in with that fucking track. Even you would think that would be the hardest one for him to fit into, because the rest of them, like we talked about, he kind of brought the black magic and shit. But with this one, man, he still fucking fit in with it. I always wondered what would have happened with Mars had he stuck around and put out a solo fucking LP on Psychopathic. I still think it would have been a classic to this day, and he'd still be around in this genre.
Yeah.
Because his performance on this album, we can go ahead and get into it. His performance on this album is so fucking good. And like Luke talked about, the GOAT album doesn't even exist to a lot of Juggalos, just because A, Mars is so good on it, and B, they didn't even bother like fully taking Mars off of it. They just turned his vocals down and had ABK go over them, so you can legit still hear them.
Yeah.
And I still don't understand why today, like 21 years later, it's not available on streaming. Like, that's the far superior version. They should put that out on vinyl. You talk about wanting to sell some vinyl. That'd probably be the most popular vinyl they ever put out.
Make it the gatefold with the fucking pyramids like it is in a CD booklet.
Yeah, let Buckshot design that shit for you. Because he'll school the fuck out of it. Oh yeah, I think that's the one album that they put out, the GOAT album, but nobody wants that one. So if they were to put out the fucking red one and not being able to listen to it on streaming, the fucking CD goes for like $75. Put that shit out on vinyl, you're gonna have a lot of motherfuckers jumping on that. I can't believe that hadn't happened yet.
Yeah. Come on, Jay.
What'd y'all think about whenever Mars dropped out? Were you like, fuck Mars or anything like that? Or was his performance so good that you're like, man, this motherfucker might be talking shit now because he's not on the label, but he was really fucking dope on this album?
When I heard about it, I was pissed off because I wanted a Mars solo album on Psychopathic. And I'll tell you right now, if a Mars solo album came out 0102, it'd be a fucking 5-micer classic. I'm telling you right now.
That's what I'm thinking too. I think
he dropped some record. I don't remember what the record was called, but a lot of people were talking about it back then too, even at the time. But I don't remember. I don't want to say what year I thought it came out, but he did drop a solo record around that time. Maybe it was before he did Lotus. I don't remember, but I remember people talking about it like on horrorcore.com and shit. But as far as like him dropping out and like being pissed off or whatever, I honestly don't remember what I thought about it at the time. I remember I wasn't like, oh, fuck that dude. You know what I'm saying? It was just kind of like, oh, okay, it's ABK now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think it fazed me at all when that happened.
Once he released that diss track and he said he's the actual 6 Jokerz card and shit, that's when I was like, yeah, this dude's corny. Fuck this dude.
Yeah, I didn't even hear about that through the internet, to be honest. I didn't know nothing about that.
Yeah, that was like shit that I remember downloading for 4 hours to hear like a 4-minute little clip back in like 2002 on the internet, LimeWire or some shit.
Yeah, Napster.
Yeah, that's when I was like, fuck him. But yeah, his performance was so good on Tales from the Lotus Pod, even though Violent J was said how he screwed him and told him he was going to join the label and just used him to get pop or whatever for his upcoming fucking solo album. I was like, man, I can't really hate on this dude because his fucking performance on Lotus was so fucking good. But yeah, once he jumped the shark, that was kind of whack.
Yeah, it's just funny because like he went from this where he brought all the fucking wicked shit to the record to like being a Christian rapper now. Like he preaches on his YouTube channel. Basically, it's kind of crazy.
Fucking combo.
Yeah, it's weird that shit happens in the scene for some reason. There are a couple guys that like they do this wicked shit for a while, and then all of a sudden they go Christian. It's kind of crazy.
People forget the first Bloody Brothers was going to be Violent J and Mars. Wasn't going to be Violent J and Shaggy. He's going to be Violent J and Mars. Like, that dude was going to get put on. Like Mike's talking about, man, if he put out an album out 2001, 2002, I think he might be like looked at the same way Blaze and ABK is today and still be around, be one of them OG dudes.
There's a song on the fucking Hatchet History with Mars that is fucking crazy. The name escapes me right now, but that's a great song.
I figured it might be a little bit of a short show, so I had a question I was going to ask. What's some guys that you think would fit perfectly in Dark Lotus that didn't ever appear in Dark Lotus? I'll bring up my two and why y'all think about it. For one, I would definitely say Isham, even though he was kind of rumored to be in it. I think that's the obvious choice. Like, I mean, he's the dude that created the whole fucking thing. Like, to have him in the group would have just put it to such a higher plateau. And I think me expecting him to be in it for a while and then him not being in it is a reason I didn't like Dark Lotus as much as a lot of people, because I was just so fucking looking forward to that shit. Like, and then like Mars came in and they kick somebody and then kick him out and they bring somebody else. It just seemed like a bad fucking hill stable or something. Like, they can't keep the fucking 6 dude in the fucking group. But I always looked at it, man, if it had just been them 5 with ICP and Isham, that'd have been fucking super dope. And then my other one from now, I'd want Lee Carver in that motherfucker, just fucking murdering the mic. He'd steal several of the songs, I'm sure. So mine would be Isham and fucking Lee Carver.
Kind of the same for me. Isham, hands down. Got to get on his knotted shit though. No fucking whack boogeyman shit, Jay. Let him be him.
Imagine him on Tales from the Lotus Pod with that subject matter.
Yeah, son.
It'd have been fucking murderous.
Because I hate to say it, let's be honest. That's the real wicked shit, Isham. Come on. The real wicked shit is Isham. And then number 2, Zoo, but Billy Obey. That cult leader type shit he be on. You know, Billy sound like Jim Jones and Kanye, nigga. You know, Billy Zell, bro. Yeah, he'd kill it.
Yeah, I'd like a Lotus with Zool and ICP would have been fucking fire.
That'd be insane, bro.
Yeah, that'd be fucking crazy.
They're the students of this shit and they know how to fucking do it.
Yeah. I mean, we might eventually get Venomous 5, which might be a little bit like that. But in terms of like, if I'm thinking about like back then, who would have been like a decent member?
That's what I try to do. Is pick one from back then and one from today.
It's kind of hard to say because like it's kind of a while ago, and the only person that like comes to mind that was like kind of killing shit back then would have been like Prozac. Because that was like when he was doing like Project Deadman and like, you know, he was
he'll kill it.
Yeah, doing like his Bedlam shit. But if he'd gone pure like wicked shit,
yeah,
like Lotus 5, I think he could have killed it too.
Prozac got a dope voice and he can fucking rap.
Yeah.
Speaking of strange, Tech 9. Imagine Tech 9 on some fucking devil shit.
Angelic era Tech though, that's what we need.
Yeah. You almost got to pick heirs for these people.
Yeah.
I thought talking about heirs, fucking Faces of Death era, Bone.
Oh shit!
Imagine them on a Lotus track or fucking early fucking 666. Like even that shit would work. You know, we know 666 works well with them. Fucking Killjoy Club turned out dope. Imagine fucking old school fucking 3-6.
Because Memphis is on that devil shit. That's what they call it, bro.
Yeah. So there have been a lot of fucking artists that have been fucking super dope to see them bring it. This nothing they really did. They didn't do features with anybody. That was one of the really cool things. Is if you were part of the Lotus, you were on the fucking tracks. If not, you weren't fucking on there. But it would have been cool to have like a Tech 9 track from like 02.
I wanted to say something real quick here about Mars because I looked it up because I was thinking about it. And the record that people were talking about back then was called Lung Fo Mo Shi. And it came out in 2000. And the other interesting thing that he did that I totally forgot about is that after the stuff with obviously Psychopathic didn't work out, he signed a Korn's label, The Elementary, and he did a track with Jonathan Davis and shit. So I hadn't realized that he'd gone that big. And then in 2003, he released Gorilla Pimpin', which Jonathan Davis was on. I was like, damn, he was really, I mean, being on Korn's label was kind of a big deal back then. I didn't realize like he was making those kind of moves back then.
Remember in that interview that I sent you with Jonathan Davis, he said he was keeping up with the Juggalo shit back then. So maybe he heard Dark Lotus and was like, fuck, this dude's available. I'm going to get him on my label.
Yeah.
Damn, I hadn't heard that. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
I think we talked about the Lotus pretty well on this episode. Like I said, a lot of people were like, you usually do like anniversaries to talk about shit, but like I said, most people don't really remember February was the month that Lotus dropped. For me, I got the single in the mail in February, right before Valentine's Day. So I figured it'd be a dope time to talk about the Lotus tracks. I knew Mike was gonna have a lot of tales from the Lotus probably just from watching USCD. I talked about the Headache fucking song. I don't know if that lost any fucking track. I don't think it lost against any song in that entire fucking season.
Hatchet Rising 2001, my favorite tour of all time. Period. Jay taking off the mask and just saying Lotus, crying and shit. Classic. Blazing fucking ABK with the bikes. It's a 4K. ABK had the red in the face paint. You know, he's a hype man. You know, legendary. Twisted. You know.
Yeah.
You got any favorite Lotus merch that comes to mind immediately when you think about it?
That motherfucking burgundy joint. Bro.
Yeah, the maroon jersey, man. That's it. That's the Malenko jersey of Lotus. That's the fucking classic.
I never had it, but motherfucker, it was my niggas had it. Straight up. Yeah.
I still look for it on eBay to this day just to see if it's sitting over there for like $99 to jump on that.
Fucking burgundy boy.
Yo, hell yeah. Hands down. Got the #1 vote for sure from me.
All right.
I want to remind you, every Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time on the Fago Lovers Network, you can check out a brand new edition of 5 Piece. You can also check out some 5 Piece gear. Link will be in the description. You got $19.99 t-shirts, $25 long sleeve tees, $29.99 hoodies. It's like 6 degrees here, so it's a good time for hoodie weather. But until next time, I'm the Jokerz Gallery. This is 5 Piece. We out.
The following announcement has been paid for by the New World Order.
Every day I die.
Back to the start, another try.
I got the time, so why shouldn't I? Every day I die.
Back to the start, another try.
I got the time, so why shouldn't I?
I've got too much time on my hands. Got too much time on my